What's going on, everyone? It's Safe on Talk here with another video, and this is going to be a farming video. We are 48 hours away from the new league, which is that magical time where some people, including me, go, oh, I might run a couple maps. Now that everything's moved to standard, at least, you can have a little bit of fun. Then you click on your stash, and you see this nonsense, and you go, nope. But it's not so bad right now because that gives me 2 days to really think about what I am going to do to farm. All the gear or all the currency for my stuff, what I'm going to run so I can eventually get, a Mageblood or a Headhunter, depending on what build I want to go. And I actually love doing these videos because I get to say, no juicing, no scarabs, no sextants. I can't stand when you go to look for a good currency farming video and all you can find is ones where they just want you to juice the maps. Newer players don't want to do it. It's kind of confusing. I don't even do it. Sometimes I do it near the end of the league, or at least halfway through the league. But for the majority of the time I play a season, I am not using a juicing strategy, and I make plenty of money. Now, what am I going to do for the first couple weeks? I'm a sweat, so I am a loser. I forgot what grass looks like, so I play when the new league comes out constantly. And make sure you go follow twitch.tv/safeontalk because I will be streaming the entire time I play. Almost. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel like streaming right now. I'll play for a couple hours and then I'll turn the stream on. But you get over there, great community. We all hang out, answer as many questions as possible. So get followed over there, twitch.tv/safeontalk. But what we are going to do is first you have to complete the Atlas. You don't have, you don't have to complete it, but you need to do a good amount of it so you get points for the Atlas passive tree. Now, thanks to PoE Planner, we can see what Season 3.22 is going to look like on the Atlas passive tree. So I have already planned out how I'm going to start, and we're going to go over it. Now, I made another video the other day, you can go back and watch it, about completing your Atlas as fast as possible. And this, in the beginning, it's going to be kind of not an offshoot of that, but it's going to be basically the same thing. But if you already know about the Atlas, that the bonus objectives give you the points, you don't have to watch it, so I wouldn't really worry about it. So what are we doing to start? Well, once you first start getting points, I am going to go straight up the middle, get this chance to drop a map that's connected, go up here, then I'm going to go around here, get the increased Atlas scouting reports, find your maps. Now, we are rushing towards Wandering Paths, so this right now says it doesn't do anything, which is true. But while you're making your way up there, it's not a bad thing to have. Scouting reports are going to help you complete your map Atlas. Hopefully you'll get some before you get up to Wandering Path. So I'm going to go up here. Maps found have a 5% chance to be 1 tier higher, but Wandering Path makes it 10%. Because we want to be moving up in the tree as fast as possible, because getting to the 14, 15, and 16 tier nodes are incredibly key because we want to get our void stones. And I've done a video. I will also put that at the end of the video and put an image up here. You can go watch that if you want to know more about the watch stones. So like I said, we are going to make a V line for Wandering Path. So we're going to go up here. I'm going to get more 10% chance to be 1 tier higher because I want to make my way more vertically up the map as well as horizontally. We will get Wandering Path, and what this does is it makes these big nodes the big passive, well, how do they know? Notable Atlas passive skills. So ones like this, they grant nothing, but all the small ones like this, it doubles it. So, this is usually a 2% chance for a connected map. It goes up to 4%. You can see it crossed out right there below. It goes up to 4. And once we do that, I'm going down here, down these 2 lines, because that is going to keep giving us a chance to drop connected map. What this does is it makes it so that you have better map sustain, which is incredibly important. So very simple, we have our baseline for completing the Atlas. As we get more points, what I am going to do is I am going to start going into harvest and essences. Now, once you start getting these smaller nodes on some of these and getting closer, it is up to you when you want to spec out of Wandering Path. Man, my allergies are killing me today. This video is a struggle. Ugh. Anyway, so yes, when you go out of Wandering Path is up to you, because then you can start using the passive notables. I usually go out, what I will do is I will go up here, get some passive points in here, get a solid foundation of maps going, maybe have some extras to run that I still need to complete the bonus objective for, and then I spec out of Wandering Path. But it really is your call. You could immediately, as soon as you start getting some of these passive nodes, you could spec out of Wandering Path. Feel it out, use your best judgment, see how far along on the atlas, how well it's going, and, you know, say you have, like, you're down somehow to, like, 2 or 3 maps left. You want to keep Wandering Path in there because you want to build up, try and build up a little bit more of your mapping. Sustain, that is good, but then eventually you are going to want to get out of Wandering Path, because obviously these atlas nodal passives are very important. So again, I will be doing essences and harvest to start, along with I am going to keep the map sustain for not only my atlas, but to get extra maps and hopefully have a surplus of tier 14 plus maps. And I'll show you what you can do with those. There's 2 options I'll show you near the end of the video. So these harvest nodes right here, or these essence nodes right here, these essence nodes right here, some harvest up here, some harvest up here, down here, more harvest. They're all relatively close, not that big a deal. These are kind of out of the way, but you can see you get connected map on the way there. So not really so much out of the way because these are still great nodes. You can get rid of these if you really don't care about map sustain, or ping-ponging between 2 maps once you get favorite slots. Favorite slots are the things right here that will say, you know, kill Cirrus, and it'll give you a favorite slot. And then you could say, I want Shipyard to show up a ton. And then you say, and I only want to run Shipyard, but I can't do that without buying maps. So I want Canyon maps also. So that with the connection nodes, these are connected. It is probably going to, Canyon is probably going to drop something connected, and since you have it favored, and you can have more than one thing favored, it is going to have a better chance of dropping Shipyard. That's just basically how map sustain works. So I like to keep those nodes and then eventually start deciding what maps I am going to run. So any order you do this, like I said, it doesn't even really matter. You can do it. You can, you know, end up speccing out of the singular reports once you get those, but 90 points is pretty solid. That's pretty, say, above average for the average casual player. I feel like they don't even go that far. But these are what I'm going to run. Now, I keep the chance contain essence of corruption, and I'll go over a little bit about harvest and essence near the end of the video. A lot of people already know how to run those, so they aren't going to want to hear that, so I'm going to save that to near the end. And I keep these when I want to, when I need more essences of corruption. So these red ones, and I will show you a remnant of corruption. I will show you what you do with those later, but you can spec out of that after a little while, because when everything is corrupted, or a lot of stuff is already corrupted, you can't corrupt it yourself, and you lose 1 advantage. So these I could spec out of at certain points and put into other things, but this is the baseline of what I'm going to do. Now, once I get even more points, you can see 120 out of 132. I have almost completed it. You get more points from doing the Maven quest line. I'm not going to talk about that here, but this isn't crazy hard to do. And you can see what I do is I go up here and I start going into Delirium. Up here for the Delirium nodes, up here for Delirium nodes, and then I go down here and I also start running red altars, the Searing Exarch altars. Now, as you level up and start doing tier maps, you are going to start getting quest lines like the Maven, the Eater of Worlds, and the Searing Exarch. Once you follow the Searing Exarch or the Eater of Worlds, you are going to eventually fight one of them. If you can't beat her after you get the Screaming Invitation, say you have the Eater of Worlds, it's the Eater of Worlds Invitation. If you can't beat him, you can buy a boss carry. You can go to trade 820, and you can wait for someone to say, I am running Maven, or you can go on the TFT PoE Discord. You can go to the boss carry section and pay for someone to do it for you. You also get your Watchstone, which again, you can go watch the video I made if you want to know more about how the Watchstones work. But then you will be able to put influence on the Searing Exarch maps, and the altars will start popping. There's plenty of videos on that you can go look up. where, you know, you take an upside and a downside, and it rewards you with something. They really are a great way to make currency throughout the entire season. People live by them. Other people do Searing Exarch. I don't think it's quite as worth it. That's more high risk, high reward, but I've never found a Divine Altar, so I'm a little jaded, so I don't think it's worth it. So I'll be running red, just because it's over here by Delirium Orbs also, and the Delirium nodes. So we go to these Delirium, and this is basically it. I'm going to be running Delirium. Now, I saw a video, and I can't remember who posted it, and if somehow they see this video, feel free to say in the comments, I pointed that out. But they think the new Divination card, where if you get 12 of them, you get 2 Divine, might be in the Strand map, and Strand is the perfect map for Delirium. So what does that mean? That means Strand is even more profitable, if that's the case. He used it because a certain tag on the card is a certain tag that Strand has, so they think it might be possible Strand might drop that card, which would make Strand even better, so I'm praying we don't have confirmation, but I'll probably be running Strand either way, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. Alright, so we're running through maps, and now we have a bunch of essences, Delirium Orbs, and Harvest Essence. What do we do? Well, we'll start with the essences. There's 2 things you can do. There's 3 things you do. You can use them. Now, I have a Essence tab. That's the way it looks, all pretty like this. It isn't necessary, but it's got this cool little upgrade button. You can go through and upgrade them a little bit easier, but there's a way around that I'll talk about in a second. You can either use them because these are amazing for getting your build, the basics, some resistances, stuff like that, are things that it needs. That's a whole different topic, though. I'm not going to go in this video. But if you're looking to make currency with them, you can sell them. You can either sell them straight, just right-click on them, set it to, this is a remove-only tab, so it's not going to work. But right-click if you can make your tab public, and it's a trade tab, and sell them that way. I don't really suggest that. I suggest you sell in bulk by going to the TFT bulk selling tool. This is even made by the TFT TF Trove, the Forbidden Trove for the Discord. And then you would link your account. It's safe, don't worry about it. I'm already linked, LBA Methos. And then you would click on what tab had your essences in it. Say it was 6, you'd type in, or you'd click 6, you'd click essence, or high essence. I usually actually do high essence because I upgrade them all, and selling all these little ones that don't get upgraded is pointless and just tedious, and I wouldn't worry about it. And then you would click select tab after, typing in what percentage of Ninja asking price. You can probably do 90%. If that doesn't sell, you can probably do 100%. Then you're going to click select tab. Now, I don't have essences in here, so nothing's going to come up. But what you would do at that point is you would put in your character name, and then you would click generate text, and then you would go into the TFT. Now, for some reason, they don't have a standard essence. They got rid of the season essence tab, so just pretend this is standard bulk, want to sell, and just assume it says essence. Set of scarabs, it will be there when the season starts. You don't have to worry about it. But you will put the generated text there, and then you'll generate image. Now, this will copy it to your clipboard, and then you can just post that, and then you can hit enter, and that's all you have to do. And usually very quickly someone will respond. Let me get rid of that so I don't accidentally click enter. TFT's got a itchy trigger finger. They'll ban you for some really stupid crap. And you can do this either as you go. If you're, you need some currency, you can sell a little bit earlier. What most people suggest, and I usually do too, is save up your essences until it's near the end of the night and you're pretty much done for the day. Because if you're trading these like 4 or 5 times a day, it's not very enjoyable. And, the hideout is lava. It's very important to keep progressing through the game. But, do it however you want. If you really need to upgrade some of your gear and you just want to trade for it, and you need 15, 20 chaos, then, by all means, just sell like 10, 15 of the higher essences. But like I said, you're going to want to kind of upgrade them. The essence tab has this cool thing where you can just click the highlighted ones. This is remove only. It's not going to let me do it. But if you do not have the tab, you can go to sell items, take essences of at least 3, and it will upgrade them for free. What messed up there? Anyway, here. Yeah, it'll just do it 3 to 1. It's 3 to upgrade to the next tier. And then you got them upgraded. Now, with Delirium, you are going to get a lot of cluster jewels and a lot of Delirium orbs. The cluster jewels, you could craft them, you can look at them, that's a whole nother video. I would just throw them in a stash tab, hold on to them. The large ones that have 8 passives, and the large ones that have 12 passives are worth, more than others, and that's just a whole nother thing. But we'll talk about the fossilized Delirium orb. In the beginning, or at least after the first 4 or 5 days, once you have these saved up, you are going to want to put a Hoarder crafting station inside your hideout. Edit, down here, decorations, type in Hoarder crafting station, drag and drop it in there. Because there are usually 3 orbs that people start running when they start juicing maps for Delirium farming. And those are the currency ones, the divination card ones, and the scarab ones. Okay, so what you do is, now that you have a lot of blue essence, I usually sell the yellow and the purple, unless you're really good at crafting, or at least semi-decent crafting, and how to make some of your base gear without trading it. This is more beginner friendly pointed at, so I'm not going to point that. But you will get these at the end of Delirium relatively often, and then you go to your Hoarder crafting station, put it in there. You can see this is a fossil one. We don't want that. It's not really worth anything. So we go to change the stack Delirium orbs to a different type for 30. And you do this until you usually get either a currency one, a divination card one, or a scarab one. Divination card one and the scarab ones are usually worth more and worth the most. But in the beginning, I just use currency because we're not buying life force yet. There comes a time where you start just paying 1 divine to get the blue essence, so you can just kind of skip the harvest if you don't want to do it, or you don't have to rely on praying that you get some blue nodes in between, something like the yellow, to kind of stay even, to be able to keep rerolling these, because this is very luck based. Okay, so you roll it. See, got a scarab on the first one. That's the dream, is that you get the scarab one on the first one, because that's usually what's worth the most. It fluctuates though. Sometimes Delirium and Scarab are worth about the same. Sometimes Delirium can be worth a little more. There is a new Divine Divination card, so who knows, maybe Divine will be better this league. You just got to keep an eye out for it. I'll do an update to this video. Any changes I see within the first couple of weeks as far as worth, I will change the strategy. I will let you know to make a new video. So if you're watching this late in the league, you might want to check the channel, see if I did an updated video. Or when I do the update video, I'll probably put it in the description of this one. There's an updated one. Go watch this one. So now you can sell these, and what I usually do is I wait till I get a divine's worth. In the beginning, these can be anywhere from 7 for a divine. They can go up to 12 per divine. That fluctuation, it's still worth it. It's still a great farm. Obviously, when it's 6 or 7, that's ideal. But it won't stay there. It'll go back up. It'll change and all that. So that's how I sell those. You'll also get a lot of simulacrum splinters. You could pick them up and get the simulacrums once you have 300 of the splinters. Not a lot of people run simulacrums, but they do still sell. They could still be worth 30 to 45 chaos, but they for 300 splinters, it doesn't happen very often. We might as well do it. You're all building to a bigger goal. It's not a huge deal to pick up the splinters. Alright, so the last major thing is, you might be asking, why are you keeping the connected map nodes when you have 120 out of 132? The reason for that is because the 42% chance for one monster in each map to drop an additional connected map, along with the 9.5% chance for map drops to be duplicated, will hopefully give you a surplus of maps that you have already completed the bonus objective and gotten the point on. Okay, and the reason that's important is because once you start getting watchstones, and again, I'm not going to go over them, but once you defeat 4 bosses, Searing Exarch, Uber Eater, or not Uber, what am I talking about? Searing Exarch, Eater of Worlds, the Elder, and the Maven, they will drop these watchstones that you can literally just pop into these, and they are going to raise the tier of all your maps to the point when you get all 4 eventually, all of them will be tier 16. And why is that important? Well, When they're 14 plus and you start getting and running the altars, you will start getting progress. You could see Searing Exarch progress right there. It says 0 out of 28, which means after you get 28 points of progress into this circle, it is going to give you an invitation to fight the Searing Exarch. And it comes in an item. Now, with the Eater of Worlds, it looks like this. It's a Screaming invitation. The Searing Exarch one will look different. But these sell really well and for more than you think. Now, you can run these, but honestly, until your build can do the Uber version of these invitations, it probably isn't worth it. But if it's fun for you to run them and you don't care about getting off to a really hot start in the league as far as currency is concerned, then by all means, run them. But time is money. Do not be afraid to spend to make your build stronger for the first week or two. The faster you can kill things and the less you die, and the harder, more, rare maps you can do, the better you will be exponentially in the long run. It all piles onto it, If you just stay bare bones and you're dying all the time and you're slowly clearing maps for months saving up for a Mageblood, it's going to take you forever and it might not even happen. Don't be afraid to just try and make your build as strong and for as cheap as possible until you are very comfortable mapping. So you can see that I take the chance for your maps have a 10% chance toward double progress towards encountering the Searing Exarch. That means there's a 10% chance I will get 2 of these notches. You can see it on the blue here. It'll fill with these notches. It'll have a chance to do 2 notches instead of 1. It'll have the 10% chance. Now, a lot of people think that you have to kill the map boss to do this. But when you have a lot of junk maps that you already completed, I think this is better than selling the maps in bulk on TFT. I hate TFT. This strategy gets a lot of slack, this invitation farming. People think it's lazy. People think it's stupid. I think it's freaking genius. All you have to do is take these garbage maps, as long as they're tier 14 or plus, put them in there, and just run them and kill the first couple things until the game crashes. No, I don't know what that was. Until you see the first pop right there. If you saw that red aura go around, that means that you got the progress right there. That's all you have to do. You can exit the map and you can just do another one. You see it gave me the progress because I popped an altar. Put it in again, rinse and repeat. You'll get really fast at this. I help save a town portal gem too. Sometimes, unless you have been saving up all your town portal scrolls, you'll run out super quick. And generally within 24 to 25, sometimes 26 maps, you will get an invitation and you will get, pending in the beginning, I don't know, I've never done this invitation farming off the jump of a league, so I'm not 100% sure what they sell for in the beginning, but I do know relatively quickly they get to 120 chaos, and then a lot of times they go up because these bosses drop a lot of chase items that people want, like Ashes of the Stars and things like that, and Forbidden Flames and Forbidden Fleshes and some really high value items that when you're just trying to make your build better, it's much better not to go for. Plus some of them you have to run the Uber version of them. So I think it's better to just go in and just rip through these tier 14 to tier 16 trash maps. It doesn't matter what rarity, they could just be white. You don't have to spend currency juicing them. And once just do that every now and then. I'm not saying, if you want to, you can save up 120 extra crap maps and get 5 invitations and sell them for like 3 divines at a time. Or what I will probably do, just to switch it up, is, alright, I've run a bunch of maps, I'm doing some Atlas stuff, doing some Delirium, doing some Harvest. I kind of want to switch it up. I'm going to run an invitation. I got some trash maps saved up. Now, I'm calling them trash maps. They aren't trash maps. But to us, in the beginning, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. I think if you're running them very quickly, it's faster than selling them on TFT. I think you will make more. Plus, you avoid using a third-party program, the Discord, to do that. I think it's just a better way, and I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of like a speed run for me. I like speed running games. I see how fast I can get the map, clear the thing, get out. Another map, go, go, go. Last league, I did a video about this strategy, and it came out to almost exactly 5 divine an hour. That was with the current price of the invitations being, I think, at 160 chaos. 5 divine an hour is pretty damn good. The only thing is you obviously have to have the map. So it's 5 divine an hour once you have a bunch of maps saved up. That could take, anywhere from an hour to 4 hours, depending how fast you're going, depending how lucky you get on the duplication of the maps that drop and stuff like that. So that was the basic gist of what I'm going to do. If you already know how to run Harvest and run essences, you can basically skip the rest of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know anything I did wrong in the comments. And yeah, we'll be playing the league a ton. And we'll be streaming, so follow on twitch.tv/SafeOnTalk. And thanks for watching. But to anyone that wants a couple tips on Essence and Harvest, if you don't run it, I will go over really quickly the strategy for that. Alright, for the Essences, the only thing you really need to know is you want to use the Essence of Corruption, or the Remnant of Corruption, to use on the anyone that has the meds on it, which are MEDS, which is Misery, Envy, Dread, and Scorn, and they are purple. So if you see something that looks purple and it starts with an M, an E, a D, or an S, you're going to want to use it on that, because those are the ones that can upgrade into the top tier essences. There is 4 of them. I can't remember what they're called. One's called something of Hysteria, whatever. They're like 20 chaos apiece. So when you corrupt them, it has a chance of upgrading to them. Now you can see this one has a Screaming Essence of Scorn. It's purple. Meds, MEDS, starts with an S. You want to corrupt that. Has a chance of upgrading it into a high one. Maybe there's something in standard I don't know. But that's not what will happen for you. It will upgrade it and keep the list there. It won't pop them automatically. Yeah, if someone's telling me in the comments why the hell that just happened, whatever, but it'll upgrade it and you have a chance of getting something like this. And that's about it. See, Hysteria, Horror, Insanity. I don't know what the 4th one's called, but these 4 ones are directly related to Scorn, and Dread, and Misery, and Envy. So yeah, those are the ones you want to use the Remnant of Corruption on. You'll get the Remnant of Corruption mostly because, like I said, you can switch on and off putting in these nodes. Monsters imprisoned by essences have a 10% chance to contain a Remnant of Corruption. You can get this, and if you have Wandering Path on there, it turns into a 20 and 20, so a 40% chance. So that's nice. And then once you have a bunch of Remnant of Corruptions saved up, or say you just start buying them, you can take these 2 points out. So it raises the chance of the essences having, an MED or an S in there, and it's not corrupted already, so you can corrupt them, because if it contains an essence of corruption, it's already corrupted, and you can't corrupt it. So you lose the ability to do that. So it's kind of a trade-off. So that's how you do essences, basically. And keep in mind in the beginning, before you know your build, or maybe just in general, you might want to put up a town portal when you see a monster that has a lot of essences, because we're going to be taking the node where a lot of them are going to have an extra 3 additional essences, and that can make them very, very hard depending on it. So you might want to put a town portal up relatively far away, especially if you're running Delirium. You might want to go finish the Delirium and map and then come back to them just to be safe. If you die, you don't want to go from the start of the map, because then you are right in the middle of Delirium fog, and the Delirium will probably end, so you'll get less rewards. So putting up a town portal next to the really hard essences, don't put it right on top of where he spawns, because if he insta-gives you, you spawn right on top of him, and you're a ranged person, he might kill you again before you even have a chance to get away. So, take a couple steps forward, a couple steps back, and just be ready for that. Alright, now with Harvest, this is what it's going to look like. The Sacred Grove is the Harvest area. It'll be this blue icon on the map. You go in. I'll usually put a portal down right away, just in case. And what I do is I prioritize the yellow and blue plants. They pair off like this, 2 and 2, or 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Then up here is another 1 and 1. Then there's 2 and 2 up here, and there's 1 and 1. Depending on the nodes, some of this will change. For example, there is a node where you have a higher chance to contain tier 4 plants, and harvesting your map will have a 10% chance for the unchosen crop to not wilt. What does that mean? Well, normally When you pick one of the two, the other one disappears. Okay, so if I select this one will disappear. If I select this one will disappear. Unless I have that 10% chance node, which I am going to take, to see if they both stay up. It can be very helpful sometimes. But I am going to prioritize yellow, and then blue, and then purple. That is the safe bet in the beginning of the league. Now, if somehow the league mechanic or someone figures something out that makes the Horde Crafting bench that uses the purple essence, makes some of those stronger for some reason, I might have to switch that order. But as it stands now, yellow, blue, purple is usually the way to go. And someone might say, well, sometimes purple is worth more than blue. Yeah, but we're using the blue to reroll those Delirium orbs, remember? So in the beginning, since we don't want to be buying essence all the time, buying blue essence to reroll, it's better that we just find it ourselves. Now, all you want to look at most of the time is the bottom number. See how this one is light blue. This one, all 4 of them are white. That means this has 1 monster guaranteed to drop essence. This, or life force, sorry. I got essence on the brain. This has not a 0% chance, but it can drop no essence if you do this one. So obviously we prioritize blue over purple. This one's got a blue anyway, so guaranteed some life force. I click that. You click it twice. See, this one went away. I didn't hit that 10% chance. Some monsters are going to spawn. To be safe, I'm going to kill them basically off screen. Try not to die. And there you go. There's some blue essence. Now we go to the next one. Now, there's a blue and a purple. We usually prioritize blue, but it's all whites. You want the one with the blue. We do the purple one. This one over here. 2 blue. Easy choice. 1 with the guaranteed essence. Our life force. 2 yellow. One with guaranteed, 1 with not. We would do that one. Okay, so that's how you prioritize it. So say you have a blue with 1 guaranteed, purple with 1 guaranteed, I'd do the blue. If you have a yellow with 1 guaranteed and a blue with 1 guaranteed, I'd do the yellow. Okay? Now this can go up to, the blue number, the bottom number can go up to 1x, 2x, 3x. And then you saw that one node that said tier 4 plant. That is a boss. It will be an orange. You always want to run that. He'll drop a bunch of life force. And also, it can also have another blue number. It could literally be 3 times guaranteed blue and the orange. So that's really nice when that happens. So yeah, that is how you prioritize harvest. Once you start doing altars, the negatives, if you can do them, that give you quantity, this works with the life force that drops. So if the negative that it'd give you to give you more map quantity is worth it if you're running harvest, especially, and because it gives you more life force and also you get more drops in the map. So that is the gist of what you do for harvest. Now, when you kill the bosses in the harvest, they sometimes will drop, I think, is it called a Sacred Blossom, or is that the thing that she drops? Either way, sometimes they drop a boss item that you can put in the map device and fight Oshabi. She's fun to run. Probably better for you to sell him if you get him in the beginning. It's kind of a super high risk thing. Well, not super high risk because she's guaranteed to drop something that sells for about half of what the invitation's worth. But it's still better because her main thing she drops is a helmet that has an extremely different range that is mostly garbage, but a couple of them are worth a ton. So it's a high risk, very high reward strategy. So you might want to sell that if the orange boss drops that. But yeah, that's it, guys. That is what I'm going to be running. I know what build I'm going to league start, but I might do a video about it tomorrow. Now the thing is, I'm not going to make this build. It's my first time doing it. I am following the video guide, so I feel like it's just going to be a 5-minute video if I make one, which is kind of lame because I'm just going to be like, I'm following this video, go check out his shit. But maybe it'll help for, you know, all 30,000 views I might get on it. But so yeah, I might do that. So I'm not going to say what it is yet. If I don't do a video tomorrow, you'll find out Friday if you come hang out with us. There'll be a lot of people on, like I said, all hanging out in the Twitch chat. It'll be a good time. I'll stream on YouTube, but most everyone hangs out on Twitch. I'm gonna be answering questions. They'll answer any questions they can. We can either talk about our successes, stuff we find, or commiserate that Katava's killed us like 30 times and we've just said screw it. Just go in there, buzzsaw it. Yeah, so thanks guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Anything I missed, something you think might make this better, I am all ears. I'm not a PoE professor. Just like to have fun. I like to help newer players if I can, and have a good community of people to play with. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys at the latest Friday afternoon. Super excited. Let's get it.